In the history of college football, few names are as affiliated with the term dynamic playmaker as Tavon Austin. Whether it was a video game-like spin move and lightning quick speed, or the iconic West Virginia highlight reel, which 12 years later you can still find us watching, everyone who's lucky enough to watch Tavon play fell in love with his captivating playstyle for one reason or another. Yet looking back, Tavon Austin is known as what could have been. When did it all go wrong in his career? What exactly did go wrong? Let's go and take a deeper dive. Born on March 15, 1990, Austin was a graduate of Baltimore Dunbar High School in Baltimore, Maryland. Although a three-sport athlete in high school, football was always the main priority for Tavon. As a two-time Maryland Offensive Player of the Year and consensus first-team All-State, Austin led Dunbar to 3 consecutive Class 1A state titles after having a massive senior year in which he would rush for 2,600 yards and amass 36 all-purpose touchdowns. Austin would commit to West Virginia University. Austin joined the Mountaineer football team entering a time of uncertainty, as within the last 3 off-seasons, school icons such as Steve Slayton, Owen Schmidt, and Pat White had entered the NFL, leaving a void within the program. The 2009 season would be a successful one, nonetheless, for the Mountaineers, who went 9-4, guided by quarterback Jarrett Brown and energetic running back Noah Devine, who does not have too bad of a highlight reel himself. A taste of what was to come for West Virginia fans. In his freshman campaign, Austin racked up 15 receptions for 151 yards and 1 touchdown, while having 6 rushes for 47 yards and 1 touchdown on the ground. 2010 would be similar for the Mountaineers, once again finishing 9-3 in the regular season, but with yet another loss to an ACC opponent in postseason bowl play. NC State this year after Florida State in 2009. Under quarterback Geno Smith, Austin had a successful year, making 58 catches for 787 yards and 8 touchdowns, while still being a threat in the ground game with 161 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. In December of 2010, the trajectory of Tavon Austin's career would change. On December 15, 2010, West Virginia Athletics announced the hiring of former Oklahoma State offensive coordinator Dana Holgorsen as the team's new head coach, bringing one of the best offensive minds in college football to Morgantown. And it showed on the field. In Holgorsen's first year at the helm, WVU would put together its 3rd consecutive 9-3 season, earning them a BCS Orange Bowl appearance against a number 14 ranked Clemson squad. Led by Geno Smith, who led the conference in completion percentage, passing yards, and passing touchdowns, West Virginia ravaged the Big East on their way to a 2nd consecutive share of the conference title. With 101 catches, 1,186 receiving yards, and 8 touchdowns, along with 182 rushing yards and 1 more touchdown on the ground, Austin had emerged as a true standout amongst the college football world, and the best was yet to be seen. On January 4th, 2012, against that Clemson team led by quarterback Todd Boyd, the future NFL prospects Andre Ellington, Sammy Watkins, and DeAndre Hopkins, in a game in which they were given the shorter end of the stick, West Virginia pulled off an all-time route. After a 99-yard defensive scoop and score touchdown by Darwin Cook to extend the Mountaineers' lead to 28-17, a play no Mountaineer fan will soon forget, the West Virginia offense exploded, completing 32 of 43 passes. Smith threw for 407 yards and 6 touchdowns, yet was outdone by his teammate Austin. With 163 all-purpose yards, 123 through the air, Austin had 4 receiving touchdowns, making the key factor West Virginia that night. A win on this scale blew Austin and West Virginia into national headlines heading into 2012 and a new chapter for West Virginia football, the Big 12 Conference. With conference realignment and the implosion of the Big East, West Virginia found a home in the Midwest with the Big 12, a conference built around exciting and offensive football. His senior season proved to be just that for Tavon Austin, and what was an incredibly disappointing season for West Virginia, one in which they started 5-0 only to finish 7-6 after a Pinstripe Bowl loss to Syracuse. Austin remained one of the best players in the nation, finishing 8th in Heisman Trophy voting, and was a recipient of the Paul Hornung Award for the most versatile player nationwide, tallying a Big 12 leading 114 receptions to go along with a staggering 1,289 receiving yards and 12 touchdowns. Not to mention, once again, also being a threat on the ground with 643 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. Tavon had one of the best seasons in West Virginia football history, and possibly the best game ever in a 50-49 loss to Oklahoma, where he had 574 all-purpose yards and 2 touchdowns. Thanks to YouTuber Doggity Dog, this season will forever be immortalized in his only one Tavon highlight reel that everyone has seen. After being highly sought after for his speed and agility, demonstrated in the NFL Combine, Tavon Austin was drafted 8th overall in the first round by the 2013 NFL Draft by the St. Louis Rams. Quite the shoes to fill for the rookie. And it proved to be just that. In his first 2 years in the league, Austin appeared in 28 games, while only starting 11. He had a total of 660 receiving yards and 7 all-purpose touchdowns, lackluster numbers for a top 10 pick. 2015 and 2016 proved to be better years for Tavon, as he racked up 473 yards and 5 touchdowns, along with 509 yards and 3 touchdowns respectively. But all momentum was lost in 2017. After only catching 13 passes and 9 starts, that would be his last season with the now Los Angeles Rams. Austin was signed with the Dallas Cowboys, where he would spend the next 3 seasons from 2018 to 2020. His time in Dallas proved to be nothing short of miserable, with only 21 total catches, 317 yards, and 3 touchdowns in 3 seasons, with not one start in any game for the Dallas offense. 2021 would find Austin in Jacksonville, where although better numbers than the last 3 seasons, still only had 217 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. After spending 2022 on the Buffalo Bills practice squad and plenty of time on the free agent market, Austin officially retired in late 2024. After many failed attempts of trying to reach his full potential, it was only right for Austin to hang up the cleats. But why? Why could he never continue being the player he once was in college? The answer is honestly quite simple. While many players' careers suffer from off-field issues such as criminal acts or possible substance abuse, or even devastating injuries, for Austin, it was simply his play style and stature. As a small person in size, he could never win the 50-50 balls that receivers were needed to. And although that was not who he was in college, the game is quicker in the NFL. With defenses now flying around the field at a speed he had never seen, he simply just did not have the skill set to set himself apart. Many Rams fans also talked about possible chemistry issues with quarterback Case Keenum towards his end in St. Louis and Los Angeles. And although details remain uncertain on that, nothing specifically caused Austin to falter out. His style and persona on the football field will always mark him in the history books as a college player, alongside the likes of D'Anthony Thomas, a player very similar to Austin with how he played. It is really a shame that one of the most skilled players in the history of college football could not perform at the highest level. But his skill set and highlights will forever be engraved into those who got the chance to see Tavon play. Tavon will obviously go down as one of the greatest college football players that we have ever seen, and will also be remembered as the biggest what-if in NFL history. If you enjoyed this video, please click the red button and subscribe to get more content like this. Like and leave a comment below on a video you'd like to see in the future. If you want the fastest football news on Instagram, please head over to my page at DFA Football for just that. Thank you.